walked away from a conversation and suddenly realized that you agreed to something without really even knowing why? Or have you ever found yourself drawn to one person over another without any apparent reason? Well, you're not alone. That is the subtle power of micro-persuasion at work. Conversation is a dance, and these little tricks can nudge the steps of your dance in a specific direction. Because influence is woven into our daily conversations, often without us even realizing it. From mirroring someone's body language to using specific words and tones, these subtle clues can shape how we connect, convince, and communicate with each other. So today, we're unpacking three of the most common micro-persuasion techniques so you can use them or recognize them if they're being used on you much more effectively. Now, these techniques are not inherently bad, but they can feel or be manipulative if used inappropriately. So use these techniques to build better relationships and also know that others will simply use them to get what they want. The first technique is mirror body languaging. Have you noticed how people sometimes copy your posture, your gestures, or even facial expressions during a conversation? This is called mirroring, and humans do it instinctively without even knowing sometimes in order to build rapport and connection. And studies show that mirroring works, which is why it's often used in sales and negotiation situations. When we mimic someone's body language, we're sending this subconscious signal that says, hey, we're alike and I'm on your side. So, how is this used? Well, first, it's used in building trust and relationships. For example, a friend might mirror your relaxed pose during a coffee chat to make you feel more comfortable. In closing a deal, let's say in a sales situation, a salesperson might subtly emulate your gestures, making you feel this unspoken connection in order to build trust. So let's say you can imagine being at a job interview and you lean forward while you're explaining your skills, and the interviewer does the same. Without even realizing it, the two people might feel a stronger connection and even a warmth toward each other because of this physical synchronization. So, how do you recognize and respond? Well, first, you can observe whether someone is copying your body language. If they are, it's likely that they want to connect with you or build rapport. If you're in a negotiation or a discussion, using mirroring intentionally to foster trust. But always keep it natural and genuine. Otherwise, you're going to come across as insincere. And this is obviously the first clue to look at to see if there's some manipulation involved. The second technique that's used is emotion-evoking words. And we've talked about this before. Words have power, and some words and phrases can trigger emotional responses almost instantly. Skillful communicators use emotionally charged language to guide your thoughts, to influence your mood, and shape your decisions. Words like imagine or just picture this. This is often used as a hypnotic technique, by the way, because imagination is located in the subconscious mind, and that's where you are in the hypnotic state. So words like imagine or just picture this get our brains visualizing possibilities, while phrases like you deserve this triggers feelings of reward, dopamine hit, and self-worth. So imagine a world where you're not stressed about deadlines, or you deserve a break today. These small phrases carry big emotional weight, and they can gently sway decision making. So when you tap into someone's dreams and desires, a travel ad might say something like, imagine yourself relaxing on a beach. The word imagine invites your brain to explore this happy, wonderful scenario, making that ad hard to ignore. It might encourage a reward-oriented behavior. So phrases like, you deserve this. McDonald's, remember, you deserve a break today. Or treat yourself would be another expression. These appeal directly to your need for self-care or indulgence. So think about a charity campaign. They might use a story like, imagine a world where every child has the chance to succeed. That one word, imagine, doesn't just inform, it invites you to emotionally connect with their mission. So take a pause when you hear highly emotional or visual language. Ask yourself, is this making me feel something that's influencing my choice? Look beyond the words and assess the facts that are being presented, because balancing emotion with logic helps you make more mindful decisions. The third technique that's used is tone of voice, because it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. And tone of voice can dramatically affect how a message is received. A calm voice can diffuse tension. A warm voice can make a request feel inviting rather than demanding. On the flip side, a sharp or dismissive tone can shut down a conversation faster than you can say never mind. So, by just adjusting tone, people subtly steer conversations and outcomes. So, for example, in diffusing conflict, somebody speaking in a calm, steady voice during an argument can gradually lower another person's emotional state. A motivating action, like an enthusiastic tone, when you say something like, you've got this, it can inspire action and energy. So imagine or pretend you're at work presenting an idea to your boss. If you present it in a confident, upbeat tone, they're more likely to feel excited about it too. On the flip side, if you have a hesitant or a neutral tone, it may diminish enthusiasm about your pitch. People who speak in monotone often have this problem. People disengage. So, how do you recognize and respond? Well, first of all, you need to be mindful of how you feel when someone speaks. Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling soothed or pressured? That's tone doing its job. So, match the tone intentionally. So, for example, if someone is using a calm tone during a heated exchange, mirroring this can help stabilize the conversation. So, next time you're in a meeting, notice how tone affects decisions. Are you leaning in or are you backing away? That's the power of subtle persuasion. Micro-persuasion techniques and tactics, while subtle, remember, they're not inherently good or bad. It's all about the intent behind them. So awareness is your best tool for navigating these subtle influences, whether you're the one using them or you're on the receiving end. So here's some tips. First of all, reflect before reacting. Pay attention to how a particular gesture, word, or tone makes you feel. Is it guiding your better decision making? Next, focus on the content. Micro-persuasion works best when the relationship and the intentions are genuine. Be cautious of these tactics in situations where trust is low and stakes are high. And lastly, practice ethical persuasion. If you're using these techniques, make sure your intentions are positive and transparent. Influence without manipulation is what builds lasting relationships, lasting connections. So, by noticing these subtle cues and practicing them ethically, you can gain a greater understanding of human interaction and you strengthen your communication skills. Conversations are full of unseen sources, but now you've got the tools to decode them with confidence. In the comments below, drop me some information, things that you've spotted recently when it comes to hidden influences. I'd love to hear your stories. I'm Roberta Fernandez with Mindful Influences.